Hi guys, welcome to Jason's Trucking Info. So I really just wanted to do like a little update video of what was really going on. I got a phone call from the account person for the Anheuser-Busch lane I'm getting ready to go do. And I'm going to get my truck Monday morning sometime, and then I'm going to get loaded up. And because I need to get an inverter to run all the stuff I brought for the truck, it may take till Tuesday to get going. But I'm going to get my truck and get it all loaded up on Monday. And I'm going to get all my stuff loaded up. And then I go get the inverter. And then Tuesday sometime, I'm going to get a load heading towards Pennsylvania. I'm going to drop a load, pick up a load, head for North Carolina, drop a load. I think she said some of them were live load and unload, but I don't know if that's the exact plan. It sounds like everything's kind of up in the air. This is just the way that they're trying to get us moving down the road and get us out to Georgia. So Monday or Tuesday I'll be done, depending on how quickly. Things might happen quicker than I think. You just never know, because it doesn't sound like Sierra England is trying to mess around, but this account for Anheuser-Busch is just so new, and they're in the middle of getting everybody in place in order to be able to properly serve that account. So they get everybody to properly back up the drivers to, what's the word I'm looking for, to support us, to give us the proper support. Because Anheuser-Busch is getting like 185 trucks and drivers out east, and then they have a west Anheuser-Busch, and so they got all this going on, and then they got like 30 some odd drivers for the Dollar Tree, Family Dollar account that is going to go serve that. And they said that's all because of how good the drivers here have been doing with the way that they've been treating customers, on time delivery, and just doing really good. So here's the deal. A lot of you seem to have this bad opinion of Sierra England, and I've always been real impressed with Sierra England themselves. Problem is they get a lot of ding-a-ling drivers that don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I can't really speak to that because it's been 24 years. I do not know about the training strength. I know that they do a really good job in school, or at least they used to, of training stuff. Now they just started teaching like this serpentine back thing where they're supposed to go around these cones and stuff that I've never had to do. I guess that's brand new. I guess that's the new laws for training in Utah. I don't know if it's everywhere, but in Utah, I guess that's a law for truck driving schools in Utah at least. I don't know if it's other places. But anyway, the days, other than the lady said that she couldn't pay me anything for this weekend for Saturday and Sunday, but the days I've sat around, plus I'm going to have to ask what I'm getting paid for orientation and all that. But I know that she said like $270 a day for each day that I'm sitting. So Monday I'll get paid $270. Tuesday I might get paid $270 or a portion of that, depending on how soon I get going on Tuesday, or possibly Monday. We'll just see how things play out. And I'm just, so far I'm, for the most part, impressed. I think that they're just, I don't know, they seem to have a little bit better, be a little bit more organized in some places they're just not really completely ready for the account, and it's not necessarily Sierra England themselves, because they're dealing with other entities that they're waiting to get set up in order to properly support the service of the customers of Anheuser-Busch and Family Dollar Tree and all that. So anyway, I'm not very happy about not getting a truck on Friday. There was a driver that said he had his truck on Thursday, but I think he was here before me. So how can I really be upset? So I don't know if he's doing team driving with his girlfriend or wife, or I don't know. I just know that him and one of the other girls were up in a truck sitting, and he was sitting in the passenger seat and she was sitting in the driver's seat. So I don't know nothing about what's going on with them, but I'm just chilling out. I've been hanging out in this little cafeteria thing they got for us drivers, little lounge lunchroom thing. They got two microwaves. Only one of them works. So they got a sink, a couple of large industrial fridges that get cleaned out every Wednesday night between 8 and 9, and they've got a vending machine in there for soda and other drinks, and they've got a few like skillets and toasters and stuff like that in there, but they need to be replaced. I don't know. I'm just playing the waiting game, but I think it's going pretty good, and I think everything's gonna work out. This is part of what can happen when you switch companies. And to be completely honest with you, and I think I said this in some of my previous videos, I didn't have to just up and quit Bay and Bay, but I wanted to, because I just wasn't completely happy there. I was doing really good, and I think I could have stayed and things might have worked out. I think they were trying, but I'm trying to bust my butt, and I kept having up and down paychecks, which was just annoying the crap out of me. And then the sitting that you guys saw me doing, you saw me on my live feeds where I was sitting for periods of time. Sometimes I did live feeds when I was just on my break, and sometimes I did live feeds when I was waiting. So we'll see what happens Monday. Monday I'm going to do a video of me checking out the truck before I put all my stuff on there. Some of you guys might not be familiar with the Freightliner Cascadias, and I think I'm getting a brand new one. And then I just got to wait for an inverter to get installed. And I heard they might charge me. One of the other drivers, he's a student though, but one of the other guys here said that somebody else he talked to got an inverter on their truck and they charged him $600. But he gets to keep that inverter because it'll be his. So I don't care. That'd be cool to have an inverter. I just don't want to pay $600 up front. Hopefully they can take that out in payments over time, like $20-$30 over a period of paychecks. So it is what it is, and this is part of the things that happen when you switch companies. It can take a few days to get going and getting started depending on what you're doing at that company. So some people are getting held up just because background employment hasn't come back from some of their old employees, so they're not hired yet because they haven't got everything back. Some people's hair follicle and drug tests didn't come back right away, and they're just waiting on that. There was little things like that can hold you up. Sometimes it's not the company, sometimes it's the people that the company is waiting on to do their part, because even they said other ex-employers have up to 30 days to send back their information back to CR England for them to be able to do their part. And CR England seems like they're doing their best to get things popping and moving as quickly as they can, but they can only do so much if other people are being slow. And so I don't really know what happened with me, why it took them, why they didn't get me a truck on Friday afternoon, and why no one called me. But the lady I talked to earlier this morning after my live feed previously said that apparently some of the names of the new hires kind of got lost in translation, and she was trying to play catch up and get a hold of all the drivers and let them know. But pretty much Monday, everybody's going to be, be getting their trucks. Anybody that doesn't already have a truck should be getting a truck or be going to another location to get a truck somewhere else on Monday, if not Tuesday. I'll be getting my truck on Monday, getting my stuff all in there, and getting gone. So it's not always the company. It's you guys always, worry about these companies, Sierra England Swift and CRST and all these companies. A lot of drivers go to these companies with these bad reputations, and they do great because it's a lot of times the drivers that are giving the company the bad rep because of the way they are doing things and the way they are representing those companies. Remember that it's not just the company, it is a lot of the times it's the drivers, because drivers go out and do things the way they want to and don't listen and don't pay attention to company policies and all that. That's why some of these companies like Sierra England have gotten so strict about their safety stuff. Sierra England is extremely strict about who they hire from the get-go, and there's all these things you got to do before you get hired, and it seems like they're even more stricter than they were when I first came here 24 years ago. They're trying their best to get the best people and to train for the most part. It seems like those instructors out there are a little more laid back than what the group of instructors that was here when I came here in 2024. They don't wear uniforms or Sierra England gear at all, and I don't know, I just got this impression just in a little bit, but don't go by me because I haven't really been exposed enough to that stuff out there this time around to really be able to make a confident statement on the quality of training going on at this time here. I can't do that. I just can't say good, bad, or otherwise. They seem like a cool bunch of dudes or just other drivers that are experienced that they've hired to do their training. And I don't know. I got 24 years of experience. I don't got to worry about all that. So I just got to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. And if all of you guys do what you're supposed to be doing and just do the best job you can do, be as the most professional driver you can be, that's all that, anybody can ask. So who knows? I got this room to myself probably for tonight. And come tomorrow, people are probably going to start showing up tomorrow sometime. There might even be people showing up in the middle of the night trying to grab a bed. So I'm going to have to move my laptop and crap over off of this side and kind of keep my little corner over here in this bunk bed. And tomorrow I'm just got to get up early. I'm going to get my coffee pot ready and have it all ready just to get up and hit power and have it making me a pot of coffee so I can get going. And somewhere between 7 and 9, I'm going to be getting a phone call and getting told what truck number I have and where to go get the keys, probably over at the mechanic shop. And then I'll go get my truck, and I'll try to film some of that. If I can, I will film it. I will film it with this camera. I won't do a live feed because I don't want, if I'm having a bad signal, I don't want to have like a really janky, bitmappy film. I'll get in there and I'll show you what things are like before I get on there. I'll show you the cabinets and bunk area and lift the bed up and cabinets and everything, and just kind of show you what I'm getting into. And then after I get my stuff in there, I'll show you like a before and after. If I got time, we'll see how things play out, because I don't want to tell you I'm going to do something and then I wind up not doing it. That's what I'm intending on doing. But if I don't have the time because things just go like this, because I start getting yanked in different directions by the people here, like happened when I showed up. I showed up on Tuesday morning, and all of a sudden I didn't even get a chance to unload the rental car. I had to wait till the afternoon, and I had to go do a hair follicle test and pee in a cup. For overseer England, they do their own stuff on top of what Concentra did before I came here. I had to fill out some paperwork. I had to do all this little stuff, and then I had like several hours of jumping through hoops when I first got here. It's just like, dang, I didn't think anything was going to start until Wednesday morning, but they were on it. They saw me and they're just like, you're here, okay, let's go. They started giving me stuff to do. So that's cool. That just means I had less to do. Cool. So that just shows me they're not messing around, which means they are doing the best they can to get things going. So I can't be mad. I'm not happy about sitting through the weekend, but I get paid $270 for each day that I'm sitting, but they said they wouldn't pay me for this weekend. I don't like that, but $270 is a pretty good amount. So Monday I'll get $270, and then I don't know what I'm getting for orientation. Plus my recruiter said that he was taking care of it. I sent him all the receipts for the gas and the rental costs, and he said he'd take care of it. So that's $428 and whatever cents it was that I'll get back from that. So whatever all that comes to, I should get a relatively good first check. I don't know if I'm gonna get anything Tuesday or not. I don't know if there's gonna be anything that I can expect, but I got my ComData card activated, and I set up my direct deposit to my bank, my Wells Fargo bank account, and it said it takes like 10 days for all that to kind of completely get set up, and my first couple of paychecks might wind up on my ComData card. I have two ComData cards. I have one that's for fuel and one that's for pay and whatever else. So anyway, they're still messing with ComData and stuff, so I would have thought that they would have converted over to EFS or something like these other companies, or a lot of them have converted to. A lot of the companies I've worked for in the past have EFS. So, but some companies are still very much ComData. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say in this video. This is a very loosey-goosey video. I just wanted like an update video. So, but Monday, I might do some live videos tomorrow. I might go live later. Don't know. The live videos are kind of unplanned, on the spot type things usually, where I'm just on there hanging out with you guys and stuff. So it just depends. So I just got to hang out tonight and tomorrow, and I'm going to go watch movies and stuff. I'll bring my laptop and stuff out here, and I'm going to edit this video as soon as I'm done doing it. So I'm just playing that waiting game. I got some barbecue chicken that I made in my crock pot earlier. Pretty much I brought enough food to get me through, and I have enough money to, get me by. So everything's fine there. I just got to get on the truck and start rolling again. Hopefully I can kind of get things progressing along. If I'm very, very lucky, I'll be able to get in and out of the shop for that inverter on Monday and be able to get going by Monday evening. So I'll hop on the truck and do everything I got to do and try to get rolling on that first load and get going. I can get from Salt Lake City to hopefully Flying J, or somewhere close to it, and we'll see. Just depends on how tired I am, how much I got to do. So anyway, this is the update. Thank you guys for coming by and watching. And Sierra England's just another trucking company, and if they were really that bad, do you think they would have as much business as they do? Do you think they have as much trucks and as much drivers? So you got to remember that a lot of these companies that are having, it's not always that company, it's those drivers that are driving that company's trucks that are making the company look bad. It's those drivers that are making bad decisions and doing stupid stuff, and they're just getting caught on camera doing it, and they just happen to be the ones getting caught the most. And think about it, they're also the mega carriers that have more trucks on the road more than others. So companies like Swift that got a gazillion trucks on the road, they started a company just like Sierra England and CRST. Drivers go out there and mess up and do stupid stuff from any company. It happens at other companies too, it's just we don't see it as much, or they just don't get caught on camera as much, I should say. It happens at all the companies. Some of you guys have companies where you got enough, it's a small enough company, you got enough experienced drivers that make good decisions all the time. That's a whole nother story, because you got a lot of these smaller mom and pop companies that have a fair sized amount of trucks, but they're still small enough that they don't get a lot of drivers that go out there and make a lot of screw ups and make big mistakes. And everybody messes up from time to time. It just depends on how bad you screwed up. Some of those drivers are messing up pretty bad. I messed up pretty bad when I first get started, but that was 24 years ago. And then I had a big mistake like 5 years ago. No one's infallible. I don't care how good of a driver you are. I'm a hell of a backer, I'm a hell of a driver, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to make mistakes from time to time. And nobody's perfect. And some of you guys are awfully cocky and think, oh, not going to happen to me. I'm blah, 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 blah. But just wait, your day's coming. Especially, how many years experience do you guys all have? I mean, have you guys been driving a long time? Um, you drive long enough, things are going to happen. You're going to get, you're going to suffer from, um, what's it called? Complacency, where you're going to start getting a little bit too comfortable behind the wheel, and you're going to stop paying attention to what you're doing, and you're going to forget to look in that mirror that one last time, and then you're going to hit something, or you start getting cocky and start trying to do stuff a little bit too fast when either backing or doing something else, and it just happens. You're going to start, when that truck starts to feel, when you're more comfortable in that truck than you are in a car, then you need to really start watching your P's and Q's, because that's when the complacency is starting to set in. That's when you're going to start doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You start getting cocky, you start getting more aggressive, you start thinking that you're Billy Badass and think you can go out there and just do, be Superman behind that truck and drive, even when you're tired and stuff, until you know for sure what your tolerances are, how much sleep you really need to drive a full shift. Everybody's different. Some people can drive really good off of 5 to 7 hours. Some people need a full 8 or more. It just depends. Everybody's different. Some people can handle driving and flip-flopping from days to nights all the time, like me. I can do it. I don't mind driving through snow and ice and stopping to chain up and all that. But there's some of those drivers that they have trouble seeing at night, or they would prefer to drive at night because the sun bothers their eyes or something. Everybody's got different reasons for stuff, and not everybody's built the same. Not everybody can handle the same things. So I do say a lot of cocky things sometimes about, we're supposed to be truck drivers. We're supposed to be, rugged and tough. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or woman, you should be able to get out here and drive night or day. You should be able to flip-flop is within reason. You should be able to handle all this stuff. And, sometime, even no matter how much sleep you've had, you get tired behind the wheel. You got to be able to know and recognize your personal signs of when I am no longer good behind the wheel. I am not safe. I am too tired, or whatever. I'm just had really foggy today, so I need to really be more careful. So you need to take steps. You need to be able to recognize your own personal warning signs behind the wheel. So we'll see what happens. So tonight is just another sit and wait and try to see if I can't get stuff a little bit taken care of tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna get things gathered up. I'm not gonna do it today tonight because it's just, I'm probably gonna be getting into my crap more, and I'm probably just gonna make a mess out of things again. I might as well just wait till tomorrow evening before I go to bed and try to get things a little more planned out for what am I going to grab first? What am I going to want to put on the truck first? First I got to get the truck. First I got to film for you guys, and then I got to grab all this stuff and start strategically putting stuff in the cabinets. But I know firsthand the Freightliners have a lot more cabinets and places to put things than that Kenworth did. Freightliner's a little lighter than Kenworth's. I don't have an APU. I have a bunk heater, and they're going to put an inverter, and I doubt an inverter or the EPU is all that heavy. So I shouldn't have to worry about those weights like I was with the Kenworth at Bay and Bay. That was one thing I just kind of wish that they had given me a Freightliner at Bay and Bay, because I just prefer a Freightliner. I'm more familiar with the controls and the way things are and stuff. I mean, it's no big deal. I can drive anything. I really can. I can drive in any semi. I just have, my preference is a Freightliner. And I don't care whether it's an automatic or a 10-speed or whatever. I can do either. I started driving on 10 speeds. I've driven the 13 speeds. I've done that stuff, so that's not a big deal to me. I just prefer a Freightliner. But some of you prefer the Kenworth. Some of you may prefer a Peterbilt. So you might really like some of the internationals out there and the Volvos and stuff. I liked the Volvos that I drove at Cirrus T. I mean, it was great. It was very luxurious. Problem is, Volvos have a nasty habit of being really good until those wiring harnesses go out in them and stuff. So, you know, not everybody's the same, and stop picking on all these companies. Stop thinking that Sierra England is such a bad company. Stop thinking that Swift or Cirrus T or these other companies are really bad. That the starter companies, yes, I would agree that they need to take more time to do more training on stuff, and companies are cracking down because the DOT is cracking down, and some of these companies, like Sierra England at the company, is trying harder to do what they can. But you only have so much control over drivers, you know, and you have to be able to run, and you need drivers, and there's only so much you can do. You got to remember that there's only so much you can do. The more drivers that take it upon themselves to make the decision to be responsible and make better decisions out there on the trucks, and go out there and be professional and do things right, the more each company's going to start going, you know, people are going to notice, hey, this company's doing better. They're not having as many accidents. You rarely see this company anymore doing this and stuff. So you got to remember that it's the drivers that are making the companies look stupid. And sometimes it is the company's fault, but you got to remember the companies only have so much power over the drivers. They can only dictate rules. They can only threaten to fire. They can only, you know, ground a driver, you know, make them pull off and tell them that they can't drive for so long. There's only so much a company can do. You can only fire so many drivers before you have no drivers anymore. And you can do all the background checks, you can do all this, because some of the worst drivers have some of the best records, and some of the best drivers have some of the worst records. And the difference between the drivers with the bad records and the drivers with the good records, maybe the difference is the guy with the good record may just not have been caught and may actually be worse than the guy with the bad record. They just actually got caught. The first time they did something wrong, they get caught. And they got caught a couple times, and they got this bad record, but this other guy with a good record, shit just ain't caught up with them yet. So you gotta keep all this stuff in the back of your mind and just realize it's not always the company that's making them bad. It's the drivers working for them making the company look bad. And How much control do you think the company really has over stuff? All they can do is try to train these drivers the best. They can, I mean, it's just kind of like your kids at home. You can threaten them as much as you want. You can do whatever you want. Sometimes kids just do not respond to whatever discipline and guidance you try to give them. And despite the best parenting, kids can go out and be the worst people in society, regardless of how good their parents tried to do with them. And then some of the um, worst parenting in the world, the worst parents in the world, their kids grow up to be the best people in society despite their parents, despite how they grew up. So remember that. You know, the company may be really good parents, but their kids, the drivers, might be the worst people in the world. So out there just making them look bad. And the bigger the company, the more they got a lot of good kids that you just don't hear about because they're not getting in trouble. And you're only hearing about the kids getting in trouble because they're getting caught on camera. So, anyway, that's kind of like an analogy. But anyway, I'm just sitting here starting to ramble on and on and on about whatever. So, I did my update and I gave you my little peace of mind there. Hit subscribe and hit the bell and smash that thumbs up button and leave any comments or questions or whatever, and I'm going to go edit this video and watch movies. All right, and I will hit you on the next live feed or my next edited video. We'll see if I even go live tomorrow, because there just might not be anything going on. There might be a few new people show up tomorrow. There could be people show up in the middle of the night tonight. You just never know. Some might have some early people who had far to come and they just wanted to make sure they got here. So I have this room to myself for now, but that could change overnight. I could wake up with other people in here, so I've just kind of claimed this corner. So I'm going to get my crap out of over here and whatever. Goodbye, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.